Well, Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year and welcome one and all to Bike Racing Without Mercy. Happy New Mercy. Dear, oh dear. Mucked up the intro. I was looking to see if the stream was working and the audio was working. Martin, thank you very much for joining. Happy New Year to you. A few rollers today. Yes, a few rollers indeed. I thought you were saying you were on the rollers. But yes, yeah, more than a roller. The San Luca climb, the Bologna climb, ×4. I'm not entirely sure, in all honesty, if I'll be able to complete all 4. I had about 3 weeks really without any structured training and very little time on the bike, and did quite a bit of gym work. But I did the Festive 500 to build up some fitness. So yeah, Bologna is a rare event in Zwift. You don't see it that often. So when I saw it, I thought, yeah, I'll go do Bologna. Then I saw it was four ascents of the San Luca climb, and I'm thinking, well, that is going to be emotional. How are you anyway, Martin? Jane, thank you for confirming my slick start to the day. BPM, very good morning to you. You're 3 hours in already. Oh, flipping out. That is impressive. That is very impressive. What time did you get up to do that? 3 a.m. or something like that? Anyway, Happy New Year to you, sir. I'm all at 6s and 7s. It's been a while since I live streamed. I had a little practice run on live streaming to film something, well, to add a little bit of texture to a training video that we're just in the middle of editing. An FTP test about the Zwift. And I had a lot of dropouts in the race prior to the climb itself, and then swapped to the kicker power and dual recorded the Aciomas, but they seemed all right. 3 a.m. Frickin' hell. That is well, yeah, that's insane. Very impressive, very impressive. Olga, very good to see you. Hope Germany's beautiful. It's sunny and very cold here in the UK. Yeah, an early start for me today, Key, and yeah, I think later today is a civilised thing. It is, after all, a Sunday. I was thinking actually about doing at 2:30. There is a max effort for 100 miles or 100 kilometres on Tempest Fugit Flat, a big Zwift event. I was thinking about doing 100 kilometres, but that's a little bit late for me. Morning in, Happy New Year as well. Well, thank you very much, and very best to you for 2026. And the level of concern is certainly extraordinarily high. Bologna, as I was saying earlier, is an event, an amazing event on Zwift. It doesn't come around very often, so I joined up, and then I saw it was 4 ascent, 50 odd kilometres. Woo-wee! That's going to be tough. Yeah, the pace will be madness, I agree. It's going to be, well, more than, yeah, I mean, the 100 miler, I've got no idea what the average watts per kilogram is, but I'm guessing it is way north of 4.5, just to stay in a group. I was thinking about the 100 kilometres in the Bs, which I would think would be a lower pace, and you'd find a group that met your needs. Anything lined up? Way in. I applied for the Fred Whitten, and I actually got into the ballot. Normally I use one of the charity places. So I may do the Fred Whitten again, because it is, after all, the very best of all of the events. And I think I might do Maratona. I have applied for the Osterlitzer Rad Marathon. I might get into that. To be honest, I really don't know. I'm going to do quite a lot of TTs, I think. And I'll probably do some Masters racing, some BRCM Masters racing, British Racing Masters cycling, and maybe some British cycling stuff as well. But Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is that I'm going to do. What about yourself? Tell us what you're up to. Oh dear me, I am nervous about this. I am nervous. Oh yes, actually, Ian, yeah. I certainly will do the band of climbers. I made it a 160 rather than 110. Are you down for that? I really enjoyed that event, and I placed first, of course, in 110. Albeit, had some of the 160 riders done the 110, they would have beat me. I didn't know I placed first until ages after. Just because everyone sets off at different times. Tour of Flanders. Oh yes, Keith. I mean that is sensational. What length are you doing on the Tour of Flanders? I think I did a 170, and that was more than adequate. Crikey O'Reilly, do you get thrown around on those cobbles? What about though, Keith? Paris-Roubaix. A lot of people do both because Roubaix comes a week after. And people are in that kind of cobble mindset. I mean, I would never do it. The XL. That's the 160, isn't it? Yeah. That is the 160. Because I think it's the XXL that is the 2 times the 110. Jason Kane from Backpedal did that. Frickin' hell. That. I mean, 110 is proper hard. 160 will be about manageable, I'd have thought, but 220 and double the elevation, we know. Because I think the 160 is about 4,000 odd metres of climbing, isn't it? Yeah, let's go to the event. 5,000 metres, okay, that's actually not so pleasant. Let's go. 5,000. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'll think about that then. I mean, because I've got to say, I thoroughly enjoyed the 110. Right. You've done Roubaix, never again. Was it, did you get good kind of mechanicals for the Roubaix key, or did you have like derailleurs explode, all kinds of punctures? 5,000 is you know, that's a lot worse than La Marmotte, I reckon. 5,000 metres in Yorkshire, because it's hard metres in the most part. Edmund, Happy New Year to you. I hope you're well. Wish you all the very best as well for 26. What have you got lined up? Anything nice? Whew. Daz, how's it going? You alright? I did the Festive 500, Daz. I did just a lot of volume on the Festive 500, like anywhere from zone 2 through upper zone 2 stroke zone 3. And then at the very end I did a couple of intervals. I did some hard start FTP, which didn't go all that well in honesty. But they're alright, you know, four of those. They were decent, but the power was down. And then I did a climb on the Alp. I dual recorded with the Faveros versus the Kicker. The Kicker was about 272 and the Faveros was 266 for 47 minutes. So I thought, oh, maybe it isn't as bad as what you thought. Certainly the volume in the Festive 500 helped. I don't really like all the volume, but it does work, I have to admit. A gravel bike, 40 mils with tubeless, not a single issue, but never again. Why never again then, Keith? I mean, I think it is, everybody says the cobbles are a lot worse than Flanders. I think you may have even confirmed that to me. But yeah, I mean, I just know that it's beyond my pay grade. Brutal. yeah, definitely I'm not doing Paris-Roubaix. Not even on a gravel bike. I might do it on an off-roader, 4x4. Right, let's get the other fan on. I think it might be needed. All right, we're at DEFCON 1, albeit. Now I'm in the Bs, I don't have the points to be in the A's, and I definitely would be dropped very comprehensively. Yeah, doing a race on this course is rare, David, rare. Happy New Year. It's and when I saw it, I thought, well, I've got to do it. And then I saw that there are 4 ascents to San Luca. I thought, oh dear me, you're going to be regretting this. I think it is going to be painful, Daz. Painful. Well, you know, I need to kind of measure out the efforts. I'm hoping for around about 280, 290 on each of the climbs. I'm 64 kg, I'm using a Favera Asiomas of power, and I've got the trainer difficulty on 80%. Bike, I've got the Tarmac SLA, and I've done all the KM, so I've upgraded it. You did it later, good luck, David. So I've upgraded the Tarmac SLA with all 5 of the distance upgrades. So it's got all the aero and the weight and the drivetrain, all that kind of stuff. So, and obviously I've got my lightweight wheels on. I don't know if they're better or not, I mean, who cares? I think, yeah, sorted on the gear. All the gear, but no idea, Daz, you know me. What colour are the bees? I've got no idea. I assume blue. Ah, no, we're green. Building Lego. That is one of my favourite activities of all time. What have you built recently? Try to take in deep breaths, control the heart rate. Ah yes, I've got a CEO at work, well, who I work for. I am lent to them. He has a lot of those on his desk. Very cool. He also has a full tub of normal Lego. A mass start indeed. I'm glad it's calmed down a little bit. Cheers, Martin. Good crowd. It's a good feel for this. Bologna always draws people out. Check out my video in real life for the climb itself. It's a wonderful climb. If ever you go to Bologna, do what I did, hire a bike and give it a go early in the morning. Very early. Wonderful at the top, incredible views, but also intriguing all the way up. Happy New Year, fan. Oh, the Lego architectural pieces, yes. Extremely good. I got the Lego Concorde that I'm going to build. It is hard, it really is. Steeper in parts. Well, it feels it. Like the bit after you go under the bridge, where the what do you call the portico crosses the road. It ramps up after that little S-curve, like really impressively. It's wonderful, but it's also pretty steep in the long straight before that. Bologna is definitely, I think, my favourite city in Italy. I love Rome, obviously, and Siena. Oh, Siena's incredible, actually. There's so many good ones, but no, I really adore Bologna. Yeah, I think it's about reasonable in this group to hang in a bunch, but where I'm going to get absolutely destroyed, 14 hours. I think it was about that, fan. It is I agree, I don't love it, but it's a time when work is quiet, so you can get in the volume before going into work. And you've obviously got in the UK Boxing Day too in the morning, albeit you've got to go and see family, all that kind of stuff, which is about, obviously want to go see family, but you know what I mean, it's not like you've got all day. Hey Phil, how are you today? Happy New Year. Thank you very much, and all four of them. What are you training today, Phil? Your comeback as ever, beyond impressive. Respect. $11 hours 30 in one go. Crikey O'Reilly, congratulations, and for a very good cause. Nice work, sir. That's impressive. I mean, God, I can do that. Just easing myself into it. Oh yeah, Paul Hambler, he was ex-UK, Britain. And definitely. Struggling to get in a rhythm here. Oh dear, that was harder than I hoped. That was tough. Dear, oh dear. Sorry about that. I couldn't hold 280. I was 265 average for the climb. That's about 4.1 watts a kilogram. I managed that for 47 minutes on the Alp. 4 times Phil. Yeah, the last descent doesn't count. That's right, Marcy. Nice one. Just reminding me. Yeah, it's 4 times Phil. And I think we had the full climb, because occasionally they stick an intermediate finish point. Ooh. Very funny. Yeah, after that climb I just did, yeah, it's going to be dropping down the leaderboard. Trying to find a rhythm now. No point, Phil, but I didn't have a lot more in me than 265. If I'd been going for a single max, that is. Now the San Luca climb, the reason you've got the porticos or the covered walkways is so that they can get the Madonna down from the San Luca Cathedral into the Cathedral of Bologna. So down from the San Luca Church into Bologna Cathedral and keep her cool in the summer. Super Sapiens. What is Super Sapiens? I didn't know I joined that. I wasn't aware of that. What is Super Sapiens? They think Strava might be lying. I've got no idea what it is. What are your goals for next year, fan? Have you entered the hot route, Phil Graham? I know you're doing a Tour Mont Blanc again. Dominant Crab, how are you? Good morning, thank you very much. Happy New Year. The crustacean that likes its presence to be felt. Oh, I see. Backwards, yeah, start at your knees. Yeah, see, build to the altitude as well. That always takes time to acclimatise to. Oh. What's the fast day so hard? Is it long or what does it take you over? If you start in Nice, you could leave via what's it called? Lance's climb, the one I did a video on. Col de la Madone. That'd be cool. Improve aerobic capacity, anaerobic capacity. Hence all the weightlifting as well as hard intervals on the bike. Nice. That's a good goal. That will lift your zone 2, fan. Oh, I lost concentration. These are lovely to wander down, by the way. No, not this year. I will do it again though, I love it. Cheers, Phil. Have a nice one. I think I'm going to struggle here. Nice Tacuno. Number done. Sorry, just having a little moment here. Oh. Thank you. I'm struggling a bit in honesty. Oh. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm really having a moment here. And I just got to keep pedaling. %, BPM. Hey up TC, how's it going? Back bottle on the way. Yeah, happy New Year TC. I see you're doing 100 miles max effort at 2:30. Good luck with that, sir. Average power, including the descent, is about 208 watts after the first climb. So from the first climb is 265. I set a new lap. Since including the descent, 208 watts. So it should be a nice, easy pace for me. Agreed. Pogacar has nothing to fear. I do. I find it irritating. Happy New Year, Craig. Thank you very much. Dear, oh dear, happy with that. I think 265 watts for the climb. Exactly the same as last time. Hi, Dominic, good to see you. How are you? Happy New Year. I'm in all kinds of trouble, all kinds. Yeah, Martin, agreed. I took my caffeine gel, hopefully about 15 minutes ahead of the next climb. Hi Jesper, good to see you. I'm too kind, too kind. Certainly starting to grind again in 26. I haven't got as much top end power as pre-crash or watts per kilogram, but my endurance is better. Thank you for asking. Hoping to build the top end power this year a bit more. I'd like to do 300 watts for 20 minutes. Not an FTP, just 300 watts for 20 minutes. If I get my FTP from a high of 274 for an hour last year to 285, that'd be amazing. And that would be in line with pre-accident Had around 65 kg, I'm currently 64. I lost a lot of weight with the time off the bike and in the gym, but also walking a lot in Japan. Happy New Year, Michael. How are you? Lighter than Ed Laverack, but not quite as powerful, to say the least. It's amazing. Yeah, we stayed 5 days in Tokyo, but travelled to Fuji from there. Tokyo is incredible. Bullet train to Kyoto, 5 days there, but travelled to Hiroshima on bullet and Hiroshima just for the day. Incredible. Last 2 days in Tokyo, albeit on the final day went back out to Fuji and had sublime weather. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful country, wonderful people. I learned a lot about the culture and I love the sightseeing. Highly recommend it. Uplifting it was. With the beautiful autumn colours. The temples and the shrines are incredible. Hiroshima, moving beyond words. And the island of Hiroshima, which is very close to Hiroshima, it's a boat trip away, a small one. It's incredible. Some beautiful Buddhist temples. Lovely wildlife, deer. Incredibly respectful, polite people. Not a piece of rubbish anywhere that I could see. Trains, they run perfectly on time. People queue. The sense of community and respect for each other. We've lost a bit of that in the UK. People owning their own problems, not expecting someone else to sort them out, or blaming it on somebody else. I mean, there's problems with the culture as well. It's quite repressed. And certainly some of the industry is not as productive as it should be. Yeah, not only in the UK, indeed. The salaryman culture, I love seeing in Tokyo, because I am a salaryman basically. But it's not productive. They have a lot of people who aren't doing a lot. Quite bureaucratic. The youngsters are quite frustrated with it. Very long hours, unnecessarily so. But when you see the collective responsibility for their environment and how they treat each other, it made me sad for the UK. That people feel able to drop rubbish out of their cars, rubbish in the streets, fly tipping. Unbelievable. Sometimes people jump queues. Never used to happen. Manners have disappeared. Not disappeared. They aren't what they used to be. And Japan brought that starkly home for me. A rude awakening, but wonderful to see and witness. It is a little bit. You don't go home until your boss goes home. You've got people there that they call window watchers that just through age are kept in the company at high salaries, and they don't contribute very much at all to the company. And the young have a lot to do. And they ask themselves, is it worth it? The economy, rather than being a want more economy, is I have sufficient economy. And what surprised me as well is that the legacy of the Japanese crash, the economic crash in the 80s, still lives so strong in people and the culture, and people that weren't even born then. But an incredibly advanced society in terms of the infrastructure. They live a very basic life though, from what I can see, in terms of the flats and the houses. You know, all across the areas we travel, they all look pretty similar. Some are tiny bit bigger than others, but quite Eastern European in construction almost. Very pretty in aggregate, the architecture, but individually not at all. Until you get to the really old stuff, which is not a lot because it was all wood. But I would highly recommend a visit. It's a long flight, 14 hours. The jet lag was crippling. Oh, did I suffer. I didn't get a full night's sleep for the 2 weeks I was out there. And when I got back, I was in all kinds of trouble. For about 5 days. Well, maybe 4. Coming back wasn't as bad. But on my YouTube feed, I get a lot of stuff from the different salarymen now. It's very absorbing. They don't talk, it's all subtitled. And they talk about their day or their week. And it's quite depressing at times. But they also talk about the simple pleasures that they also love. Like a bowl of ramen. No jet lag. Frickin' hell, how do you manage that? Did you enjoy Thailand? I've never been. Mr. Block beat has fought back on. Respect to you, sir. He was a powerhouse on the flat though on the way. Here he goes. Loads of rubbish, all right. Bit of a sec. Oh, Dubai, did you go there for New Year? Olga. How long for? Oh, dear me. Oh dear, confident. Steel yourself. Oh, I don't like snakes, Olga. 20 species, flipping out. Did you see any of them? Confident. Heading again. I'm glad you didn't. Morning, Ian. Happy New Year to you too. I'll talk in a bit. Cheers, Marty. Thank you. Ready? Morning. Hey up, Darren, how are you? Morning. Hi, Lee. Okay. So that's 3 climbs at 265, 265 and 266. Yeah, happy New Year, Darren. Get the volume in. That will see off the weight, sir. Did you get your butt? Did you get your place in the thread, Darren? I think you automatically get it, don't you, actually, because you've been a marshal. Nice one. Yeah, definitely get the weight off. But don't be silly, just gradual. Because you need to build the power, the VO2 max power. Nice one. Well deserved, sir. Trying to get my rhythm on. I've got better as I got into it. I had a real wobble after the first climb. I wasn't feeling at all good. I think that might be because I ate solid food about 45 minutes before the race started. Too much solid. I was probably digesting it. The blood was diverted to the tummy. I had a bowl of cereal, small bowl with a lot of sugar and a waffle. Yeah, Mr. Block is closing in on me. As is J Super, Giuseppe, Supape, Supape. And back into the beautiful colonnades of Bologna. In a moment. This would be a good training for you for the thread, Darren. If you see a Bologna coming up, just get on the course. Put the training difficulty to 80, 90% and just get grinding on it. On the climb, that is. But do the flats as well, because it's the flats that drain the energy. The hills are hard to get up. You need your VO2 max. But it's the flat, certainly from the last feed, not that I stop at it anymore, to hard knot, just saps you. It's a rolling flat, it's not flat. You're up and down, up and down. Here are the colonnades. Bologna has tons of these beautiful colonnades to wander around and under. Incredible graffiti, beautiful graffiti, Italian graffiti, incredible shops, loads of intrigue. An incredible city. We went in August on their bank holiday weekend. It's quite quiet. Yeah, very good food as well, isn't it, Holger? And if you like your churches and cathedrals, of course, there are many with incredible art. But San Luca is the pick. The big church at the top of San Luca. Incredible. No, I don't like pasta so much. I love all of the tomatoes on bruschetta, all that kind of stuff. The wine, the fish. If you love your meat, Bologna is incredible for that. The steak. I think it's called the Pantry of Italy. Oh, sorry. You're a veggie as well? Yeah, I'm a pescatarian. Here we go. Yeah, they're closing in nicely, those two. The colonnades and the San Luca climb and the church at the top. It's just a lovely city to wander around. Wonderful walk to the top of San Luca. Or get a taxi to the top and walk down if you prefer to descend. But the church at the top of San Luca has incredible views. Really sublime Italian architecture, amazing views. It's uplifting on a good day. It certainly does. Super early on a Sunday morning when I did San Luca climb, it looked like a great cycling scene as well. Everybody riding out into the countryside. Right, comfort it. Hey Gareth, Happy New Year. Cheers, Dad. Dear oh dear. That was seriously hard. Thank you everybody. Dear oh dear. I'm really happy with that, thank you. I had 3 very consistent climbs and 3 very consistent flats. The first flat was about 220 to the first climb, then 265 for the climb, then 208 for the second flat here, another 265, 266 for the second climb, another 208 to here, third climb 265, then about 214 I think it was to the final climb, and then about 280, 281 because I drained the tank basically. It was emotional. It was emotional. So you did this course yesterday, did you, Danny? How did you find it? You said it was a brute. It certainly is a brute. It certainly was emotional. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, everybody. Oh, I really appreciate the support. Julian, good to see you. Oh. Where did my heart rate get? It didn't get very high, my heart rate. Yeah, 175. Let's go back to the course. I would definitely recommend this course to anybody looking to undertake the Fred Whitton or the Dragon Ride or any of these UK sportees. Certainly any of the fellow 29 ones in Yorkshire, the Beast and all this kind of stuff. Or indeed the hardest 100, the toughest 100 with band of climbers. Building that 5 to 9 minute power. Each of my climbs is about 9 minutes, I think. I think the last one a little bit quicker. But if you get the training difficulty right to reflect the gearing that you have in real life, for me that's about 80%. Yeah, I'll show you what I was working with. If we go to a menu. So, in terms of the settings, you can see I'm on 80% training difficulty because for the video where I've got a 34 on the rear and a compact on the front, around about 12% is where I'm grinding in the easiest gear, maybe 14. Actually about 14 on a nice surface. Thinking back to the super steep climb I did in Tenerife. And then in terms of the power, you can see for the pairing, I'm using the Favero Aciomas. And definitely I know following my max effort ascent up the Alp, what day was that? That was New Year's Eve. It was an FTP test at the end of the Festive 500, you know, to round it off. I did 266 on the Favero Aciomas for the dual record and 272 for the kicker bike. So the kicker bike overreads a little, so I always use the Faveros for the racing. But if you get that training difficulty right and you've got the right power source, this route is amazing for building that ability to grind and get in the saddle, out the saddle, and just figure out where your limit is and how to fettle the power a little bit on a steeper climbs without kind of obviously practicing outdoors, which of course is the best. I have to go to Whiteleaf for that, or I take a weekend up in the Lake District, typically ahead of the Fred, just to get my Lake District legs. Yeah, W. Ojictek. Nice work, sir. You struggled. Yeah, I mean, I was quite lucky. I was always going to pace it, but I was hoping for about 280, in all honesty, for the first climb, Danny. But I was really struggling to find a rhythm and get the pace nice on that first climb. I was trying to stay in the saddle, and really, I didn't have anything much above 265. And that's what I averaged, but I think because of that, I kind of found a good pace for the rest of the course. And certainly, I'd eaten too much. I'd had a cereal with a load of sugar on it, only a half a bowl of cereal, load of sugar, but also a waffle before I started. And normally ahead of a live stream I'm just using like a full fat Coke and some of the kind of Sturka electrolyte carb mix. And so I think I may have been digesting, well I would have been digesting that food for that first climb, and I think I didn't feel uncomfortable or anything, but I expect there was blood being diverted away from the muscles to the stomach. Not super easy. So definitely I had a bit of a wobble on that first flat, as you'd have seen. I was struggling to stay with the group. In the end I did drop. But I always know that if you just keep the pedals turning and you then take on, for me, if I take on the gels, I love these Sturka 50 grams of carbs per gel. I'm going to stock up on a load more of these very shortly. I had 2 of those. I had 1 of those, a Sturka with 30 grams of carbs and 150 of caffeine. I had that after the second climb. And then in a bottle I had a serving of the Sturka electrolyte carb mix. I think that's about 40 grams of carbs and all the electrolytes, or it might be 60 grams of carbs and all the electrolytes. I can't remember which. It's 2 scoops. I do love the Sturka stuff. Yeah, if you went way too hard and you put on 6 pounds over Christmas. Yeah, oddly enough, I have lost weight. I expected to put on weight because I had my little minor operation which went okay. Nothing was found. And I had the holiday in Japan and all the jet lag. And I really only started to get going again the day before the Festive 500, or a couple of days before it, and I was feeling dreadful on the bike. But because we'd walked so much in Japan, and I've been quite consistent with the strength training, including Japan, in the hotel gyms and at home, I've added an extra day or 2 days really, of all body strength training. My weight had gone down from about 65 and a half before the operation and holiday to 64. And I haven't felt that hungry either. It's not like I wanted to eat a lot over Christmas, but I'm not trying to lose weight either, because definitely for me, if I go below 64, I always end up losing quite a lot of power to weight. And I get ill as well, that's the other thing. But definitely on that event, it certainly helps on the climb quite a lot. You can see I was cruising past quite a few people with not exactly shock and awe power. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining. I hugely appreciate it. It's a massive boost to have the live chat and to be able to talk a little bit, compare notes. I hope you all have a wonderful new year. And say wonderful, I mean fulfilling, because there's going to be challenge, and there's going to be highs and lows, all that kind of stuff. That's part of it. But I hope overall you have fun with friends, family, bit of adventure, and success in whatever athletic event or goal you're looking to hit. And I'm going to do a few little vlogs to show you the training that I'm doing. I'm getting back to that. I've got one film, we're going to edit it. It's not, there's nothing. It's just showing you what I'm doing. And it's basically strength and riding. But, I can't keep doing just these big videos like Gran Fondo e Lombardia. If you haven't checked out Gran Fondo e Lombardia, please do. And certainly if you haven't checked out the Toughest 100, the Band of Climbers Toughest 100, do. And if you're in the UK, that is a GOAT event. It is a GOAT event. Well, the Fred Whitten is the GOAT, but the Band of Climbers Toughest 100 is incredible. I loved it. It's fast, relentless, and the 110 kilometre course is perfect. So I'd highly, highly recommend that to anybody. The Band of Climbers Toughest 110. They start advertising it at some point in the new year, and it does sell out fast. They have a 110 kilometre course, 160, and an XL, which is the 110 kilometer course times 2. I won't be doing that, but 110 is perfect. So check out my video on that. I've got a really nice video that I filmed with Top Cat, Tony Cope. The Velo 29 Coast to Coast event. It's called Coast to Crash to Tsunami to Coast. You'll see it in my Strava title for that event if you were to look. One hell of a day out that was. And again, the Velo 29 Coast to Coast is incredible because you get the bus at the end to take you back to the start point, and that is the difficulty of any coast to coast. Was that a Dexia scan? Found. Oh, Olga, I don't think you're gaining weight. So is that a Dexia scan? 23. Because with all the strength training you're doing, your body composition will become more muscle orientated. And certainly if you're going to do the anaerobic bike training. I've not heard of that. What is an impedance test? An impedance. Sorry, my eyesight isn't the best. I should be wearing glasses for this. I need to get my hearing and eyesight checked. That's fascinating. What is an impedance test? Oh dear me, I love Bologna. And Zwift do a pretty good replication of this. Do check out my video. I know I'm plugging all my videos, but the Zwift Bologna video I did with the San Luca climb, it shows you all the pictures, the film of the actual climb itself. And the colonnade, as I say, is the longest colonnade in the world, and it was built to enable the Catholic Church to bring the Madonna and the baby Jesus down from the San Luca Church all the way down to the Bologna Cathedral in the heat of the summer, but keeping the Madonna in the shade. And these colonnades are sensational. I know I've been going on and on about them, but they really are. Hey Rob, Happy New Year to you. Hope 26 is a good one for you, sir, a fulfilling one. Fat-free muscle, okay. An electrical charge, fat-free muscle index. So, do you have a body fat percentage of 23, or no, your fat-free muscle index is 23. So what does that translate to in terms of a body fat test? Which would be a Dexia scan or a 12-point caliper test. I've only ever had the 12-point caliper test. When I did the bodybuilding, I got down to 3.5 on the 12-point caliper test. It wasn't healthy. It really wasn't healthy, but it made me look absolutely shredded for my final ever bodybuilding show. Natural, I hasten to add. And I reckon on a Dexia scan, which is more accurate, I had the same person doing the 12-point test throughout my kind of cut. And he was trained by Charles Poliquin. So it was a pretty good test, but definitely a Dexia scan is a lot more accurate. It's more sophisticated. More sophisticated than BMI, yes. But so is a 12-point caliper test or a Dexia scan. Oh, Rob, that's too kind of you, sir. Yeah, so I'm going to do a little bit more of the vlogging, as it were, but in terms of the fitness vlogging. Don't worry, I'm not going to be trying to sell anything. Sponsors aren't interested in me on my channel, and not that I would have one anyway, because I like doing what I want to do myself without. But yeah, I mean, the little video I've just filmed is really how I used. It's going to be a hybrid Festive 500. It's a combination of the all-body strength training, and I've got a really nice strength training program or concept that people can use. It's not my own. It's just something that resonates with me based on my own personal experience as to what works and doesn't work. And how I used the Festi 500 to build volume. And definitely the volume is helpful. I hate it. I gotta be honest, I don't enjoy the Zone 2. But it does enable me to recover and do enough kilometers, and certainly it's built back my fitness. So I did a little bit of that. Also, on the I used the Festi 500 kilometers to really, I mean, my heart rate has been quite high since I got back from holiday, but I've been riding a little bit more to try and control the heart rate in particular. I've lost some of the gains I had from all the heat training, and I've been learning really how to sustain a much more aero position. And so I do a little bit on that, because the Zone 2 is really helpful to just start kind of doing 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, to try and be able to sustain that position. And you build it to 5 minutes, 2 minutes off, and 10 minutes, 10 minutes off, that kind of thing. And I got it all the way the other day to 40 minutes in that position. I mean, it's not a perfect position. By no means is my head right the way down or anything like that. But definitely, I'm hoping, having built the ability to sustain the position in Zone 2, as it were, and low Zone 3. And when I did efforts, I would do some of the effort. I couldn't do it all in the position. For example, hard start FTP. I would do the first 90 seconds like that, then come up a bit, and then try and do the final minute, minute and a half like that. A Watopia Zone 2 expedition, I like that. Yeah, Phil Graham, the Chris Bonington of Watopia. Oh, amazing. Yeah, we can get rations and all that kind of stuff. So DEXA uses radiation. Oh, right, okay. So it's the next most accurate after the DEXA scan. That's super interesting. It sounds a little bit more accessible. There's some places in London that are doing DEXA scans now, and they give you a kind of a breakdown of what's going on. There's also a company that we work with at work. What's it called again? Neco Health. And they do an all-body scan and give you something like, well, it scans 1 million or more different points. And it gives you a massive health reading, and then you combine that with the blood to have like a preemptive health check. Neco Health, check it out. They're expanding globally. Madonna del Gisalo. Yes, fan. I'll tell you what, let me just turn off this fan because I'm getting a bit cold. Yeah, oh, thank you, fan. You are too kind. Yeah, so if you want to know what fan is talking about, sorry, just put my... If you want to know what fan is talking about, Madonna del Gisalo. Basically, for the Gran Fondo di Lombardia, there are two iconic climbs, Colmo di Samano, and the final part of Colmo di Samano, Muro di Samano, the wall of Samano. And it really is. It's about 2.5 kilometres at 16.5%. I mean, it's proper hard, especially with all the riders. You'll see it on the video. But then the second climb is a very iconic Italian climb called Madonna del Gisalo. And at the top, there is a church dedicated to cyclists. And it's got, inside the church, all the bikes of the greats like Coppi, Eddie Merckx, all that kind of stuff. But it's a really nice climb. It's got some lovely views looking back over Lake Como. And the church itself is beautifully done. It's a lovely little kind of shrine to all the cycling greats. I'm sure Poggy will find his way in there. And there's 3 statues, including Coppi, in front of the church. And so if you're in the Como area, definitely ride Madonna del Gisalo, because it's a nice climb. The first kind of, it's about oh, I can't remember how many kilometres, 10 kilometres, but it's steep. You know, the first 20 minutes or so is very steep, like 9.5%, 10%. Then it's quite flat. Then it rears up again for the final 1.5 kilometres or so. But it's not super steep for that. And definitely it's a lovely climb. And I'm glad you've ridden it on Ruby. Fan. If you find yourself in Italy, in the Como region, ride it IRL. That said, I myself, this is just a personal preference, I prefer the Lake Garda area in terms of the lakes. I found Como very beautiful, but it's a little bit more polluted. The air certainly was a bit more dense with some of the pollution from the industrial areas. And certainly I thought the mountains, you know, you've got well, there's several, you know, Monte Baldo, Perifos. Some of the climbs on the way up to Monte Baldo are, you know, they're sensational. I find that uplifting. I also, you know, in terms of Italian riding, you know, Fan asked, was I going to do Strada Bianca again? I certainly will be doing Strada Bianca again at some point. But that is the GOAT of European Gran Fondos, without a shadow of a doubt, if you've got a gravel bike with the right tyres, because if you puncture, it's going to be miserable. But no, thank you. So check out Gran Fondo Il Lombardia, I think it's called, what do they call it? The Fondo with the falling leaves or something like that. Let me have a look at what I called it. Yeah, so Phil Graham, I'll have to do the expedition of Watopia with you. But the trouble is, you're a much stronger rider than I, so I'd either be in your wake the whole time, or dropped comprehensively. Right, so, what do they call it? Yeah, Fondo of the Falling Leaves. Yeah, look at that, and the toughest 100. The toughest 100. They're two. But I gotta say, if it was a choice between Gran Fondo Strada Bianchi or Gran Fondo Il Lombardia, Strada Bianchi wins it every single time. Anyway, thank you all very much for joining. I'm going to sign off. Let you all get on with your Sundays. Beautiful cold Sunday here in the UK. Snow is on the ground, albeit I think it's in much more zone too easy. Well, your ride yesterday was sensational, Phil. I mean, right, I see what you're doing. So you rode every road in Watopia. I know you did a ton of kilometres. And what? And you caved in the final 4 kilometres. I know you said it wasn't good. I didn't realise you didn't complete the final 4 kilometres of Alpe de Zwift. Frickin' hell! You're on another level. But then you are looking to do the Haute Route Alps and the Tour of Mont Blanc. You can actually make snowmen, can you, today in Germany? Olga. Very nice. Oh man. Yeah, the indoor cycling. I was going to say. I looked. You know that year in Strava that they do. I looked at my year in Strava because it was been a strange old year for me. Basically, work became on another level of stress, right? And I was looking at my year in Strava, and I did. No, that's not me. Sorry. Where's my year in Strava? I can't find my year in Strava. Where's it gone? trying to find it. Bottom line was, when I looked at my year in Strava, I don't know, 290 days active, that kind of thing. Oh, I can't find it. When I was looking at my my year in Strava, because of the fact that work has been so busy, I haven't really done that much outdoor riding. My outdoor riding had collapsed by 40%, because basically I've been doing a lot indoors, which was, my indoors was down about 1% or something like that. It was about 13,000 kilometres all in, indoors and outdoors. But the mix between indoors was up 40%, outdoors down 40% kind of thing. And definitely the indoor training was translating to outdoor fitness, because I've been doing a lot of fatigued efforts. Like that last climb today, that's like a fatigued effort, I guess, as well. So yeah, if you're going to do that next week, Phil, I am not ready for that. Very best of luck with that. You went too hard at the bottom. Oh man, that's not nice. When you go too hard at the bottom of the Alp, and suddenly you get this gradual realization of the power and the ebbing away on about the third hairpin or something like that. The level of concern hits a peak. Anyway, best of luck with that if you do go for it again, Phil. You deserve one hell of a year, but do make sure you give yourself time to recover. Don't get ill this time of year, it's super easy. But in the meantime, whoever you are, whatever you do, please remember, have fun, stay healthy, and I'll see you, I think, on a live stream next weekend. Arrivederci. Ciao.